Somebody gave you a guarantee, $30, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you was gonna make, in 30 days you got an attitude, you want your money back. But you've never demanded your money back from yourself. What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be the president. You're not the only one that wants to be the CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them.
What is going on, my people? How y'all doing today?
All right, all right.
I'm good.
Well, you ain't showing that emotion. That man just tried to motivate you, and you ain't got no motivation going on at all. Golly, see, Stephen, that's the problem whenever we don't be coming on.
What? Look, I'm a little under the weather today. Okay.
All right. Well, people, we're back. So, my name is Miranda. Huh?
Did they miss us?
You know they did. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. If you don't know, you are tuned in to, what's the name of our show again? The Door to the Expansion. Oh, okay then. Yeah, my name is Miranda Hubbard. I am the owner and founder of Speak to My Heart Life Coaching. And if anybody don't know what a life coach is, it is one that try to hold you accountable to achieve your goals. It's plain and simple. And I have my co-host, Miss Stephanie Hollins Passmore, and I'll let her talk.
Hey there, Stephanie Hollins Passmore. I am a marriage and family therapist practicing here in the Pacific Northwest. I am the solo practitioner for the Narrative Shift, and I facilitate healing.
Healing. All right. And then we do have our guest on here, Mr. Carlton Harden. I'm going to let you go on and speak a little bit on yourself.
My name is Carlton Harden. I'm a self-made entrepreneur. I'm out of the Central Little Rock area, and I just, I'm here to give advice and, show experience of where I come from and where I'm at, and anybody can do it. Set your goals, reachable, and meet them.
Awesome.
So we got one person that's checking in with us here. So hey, thank you, viewer, for checking in with us. So today we are talking. I talked to Carlton the other night, and then a couple of times, and to hear this, I would say a young man, but since you older than me, I can't even say a young man. But hey, you still look young, man. That's always a beautiful thing.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Now, but today we're gonna get into I want better. And what I want better really means is I want to do better. I want to see people be better. Just a better situation right here. And then a little bit later on in the show, whenever we start talking about it, we're gonna talk to Carlton and see how he wanted his life to be better. So, but before we get into that, this past week on our Facebook page, I posted this question right here. As leaders and mentors, parents, and supervisors, have you ever given up on a person because they earned the title "Can't Get Right"? And if so, what was your breaking point? So before we get into the comments, I'm gonna ask this question of y'all.
Have you ever given up on a person because they just can't get right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has a breaking point, and there's so many opportunities you can give someone to get right.
When I was a supervisor, I had a can't get right, and I wouldn't say I gave up on him. I just was moving from different locations to see how he can work in that area, and to the point to where everybody called him can't get right, and he felt disrespectful about it. So I had to talk with him and like, hey, look, you do be messing up now. You do be messing up in every area you go in. So don't take that to heart. Just take it as a joke, and keep it moving. Make them change it up, and to you saying, get right. You done got right. So, over that little course of time, he did work. He did continue to work, and he found another job and headed on out. But, I had the little patience and work with him till he found something better. And I don't know if can't get right there either. But he had a clean slate when he went there.
So, but you, like you mentioned, you did stick with that person though.
Yeah, I stuck with him because everybody don't catch on easily. Some faster than others. So, you got to give them that opportunity to try to learn it and, master the job. But then, like you said, my breaking point was, come on, we're going to put you over here. We're going to try you over here. This ain't working out with you. We're going to try you over here. So that's how I choose to deal with it, opposed to just, letting them go. I put him in another area. But even though he's not already earned the name, can't get right. That's what they called him in the other area too. Can't get right. He
Hey,
that's just part of the work area though. When you're working with people, you earn a name, it's gonna stick with you. Even if you master the job you're doing, they're gonna call you that.
but and since our whole series right here is talking about leadership, that's where the question really came from. Because I think 2 weeks ago, whenever we stopped our show, the question was, what makes a person a successful leader? And whenever you come into a leadership role, nobody, and that's why I put it, leaders, mentors, parents, supervisors. I mean, we got parents out there who done gave up on their kids.
Right.
Kids went out there, they did whatever they had to do, and next thing you know, that's where we at. And they was like, "Hey man, I don't know what else I can do for you. I'm gonna hand you over." So, right. And that's where the question really stems from, and say, what is your breaking point? That means somebody had to do something so extraneous that they just they gonna throw their hands up with you.
Yeah. When people have they don't have a high tolerance of patience, and they play a major role too. When the patience is very thin, then that plays a major role in that. Even with giving up on the kids, they're yours. So how would you just get to the point to say, "Hey, look, I'm washing my hands with you. I'm letting you go." There ain't nothing they can do that bad, but it's the patience that they don't have to dealing with the situation, and then they're not even thinking about the fact that they are a product of themselves. You see what I'm saying? So whatever they're doing, it comes from you anyway. So you got to learn how to live.
But everybody doesn't have that awareness, though. You know what I'm saying? And I stick to what I say. Everybody has their breaking points. I don't care if you are parents, mentors, supervisors, any leadership role. When you try to pull someone along and they don't have that initiative, that work ethic, that openness to want to follow, to be led, there's only so much that you can do for a person.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna offer you this one though. So you said, and we're gonna go with the parent and child. So you saying that if a child go out there and just go out there and go stupid, and they was never brought up in an environment like that,
right?
You still blame the parent for that?
No, you don't blame the parent for that because a lot of stuff you get from the streets. A lot of stuff you get from the streets, just being out, dealing with other kids and seeing different stuff in the streets, and then you just pick up on it, and then you take it home. You see? So no, it's not the parent not teaching them that. They learning it from the streets. Because like they say, the preachers like to keep the daughter in the house all the time, but as soon as she gets loose, you see what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game. That's the same way with the kids going out in the streets and they learning this and learning that, and then coming back to the house with it. Being disrespectful at home, but not being disrespectful at the friend's house or the neighbor house. It's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Then come home, no, yeah. So it's just what they're picking up out. When they're not at home, it's not that it's their fault. You got to have that patience to be able to deal with them. And then another thing, if you don't have that fear in your kids, then yeah, they're gonna do what they want to do.
All day, every day.
They're gonna do what they want to do. If you don't have
Yeah.
that fear instilled in them to where, if you say go and get in the corner in the room, and then they go in the kitchen and fix them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, they don't got no fear of what you gonna do. But if they fearing what you gonna do, get where they going? To that corner. And they gonna sit
Well,
there.
now, and I was just having this conversation a couple of days ago, and the reason why is because so many people just sit and threaten people instead of doing and reacting. I remember back in the day, it's been many of my kinfolks and so said, hey, you know what? I'll throat chop you. Next thing you know, I was getting throat chopped. It wasn't no empty threats there. So, it's a lot of parents these days be like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, and yeah, ain't nothing happening.
You just talk. It's just all talk.
Yeah,
Talk loud, like, hey, I'm gonna whoop you. And they don't get the whooping, so they gonna do it again.
do it again,
Gonna do it
and
again.
until you actually do something, it's on.
Right. Like I
Yeah,
say,
So
if you don't instill that fear in them, they gonna do what they want to do because they know you're not gonna do nothing. They ain't
yeah,
never seen a belt or a switch. None of that.
that
what's the switch?
that switch
That's
wrap
what I'm
three
talking
times.
about. Hey, that's what I'm
Right.
talking about. The switch is what they have when you try to run and they throw that switch out there and they hit you around the corner.
Look, wrap
And
around
this
your
way,
thin
they,
one.
that switch hits you around the corner and you bark like a dog in the bushes back there because that switch hits you. Oh!
Hey, hey, I had the switch. I had the shoe horn. Yeah, it was all a common thing.
Oh, yeah.
So here's one of the responses I had that was on a Facebook page. I had one in particular when I was in San Diego. I would constantly help the guy out of trouble, and he would return the favor by throwing an egg in my face by getting in trouble again. And that right there, then we start talking about they can't get right, and you see that, and when if a person do that, and they just you study trying to help them out. Now you start thinking, am I being this person's enabler, or,
Mm-hmm.
or can they really not get right?
Well, sometimes people would take advantage of your kindness. That's what that sounds like. Taking advantage of the kindness because they know they got the love and don't want to see you in a bad situation, but yet and still they're gonna continue to do what they do because they know when they make that phone call, hey, I'm in jail. You coming to get them because you don't want to see them in that situation. But when people get like that, again, you gotta wash your hands and be like, hey, look, I'm gonna let you sit for a minute. You may realize it.
True statement.
Or if you're like empath like me, then I would be sitting there reflecting on like, am I really making a change with this person? Like taking in all that responsibility
Right.
for this person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so this will lead me to on the counseling side, Steph. You want to I guess expound on that, and then I'll give you my perspective from the coaching side.
Yeah, this is like an issue that I see in counseling with, like in couples, we're taking responsibility for the other person. So concerned about that reflection piece. Um, if somebody just can't get right and you're putting in so much effort to kind of steer them in the right place and they just don't put forth any effort into like taking that from a teaching moment. Yeah. Mm-mm.
And for me on the coaching side, before I even start with somebody on there, whenever we doing our initial consultation, that's like one of the first things I need to find out from you. Are you ready to take this journey? because there's no reason for you to waste your time nor money walking a path and you're not ready for it. And I think a lot of people in their mind think that they're ready, and then come to find out, here I'm reaching out and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and it's just like I'm not getting anything in return. So for me, that's my time now. I say, hey, you know what? Either we need to sit down and reevaluate the situation, or maybe we need to go ahead and just pull it, call it quits. So,
or can we just meet people where they are and bring them into an awareness?
well, but you can, but yet again, you see what happens. You become an enabler more than anything if they're not ready to meet you. So here is another person and he says, no breaking point for me. I can't care more about you than you care for yourself. It's not mentally healthy for me. And I think that's a real true statement, because if I'm sitting up here turning my gears and you ain't doing nothing, I'm the one putting all the work in and you just sitting over here chilling.
You spinning your wheels in the mud. You ain't making no progress.
That's a bad day. And I'll go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, as a therapist, I tell my clients all the time, like, I should not be working harder than you. I should not be working harder than you at your own problems, your own issues. Mm-hmm.
And then somebody said, I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't say give up, but I would say I'll just wait on you. There comes a point in time where after you pour it into someone all that you have to put the ball back in their court. And I think that's, hold on for a minute. And then it was a follow-up to take what they've learned and make a decision, because until they choose to change or transform, there's nothing else we can do. Our hands are tied. And I think we all saying basically the same thing on there. It's not that you're saying you want to give up on this person, because you still want to see this person do good and make a change. But at the same time, if they're not ready to make that change, what are we all doing?
They got to show an effort that they want to do better. For you to put, start putting in, what little you can put into a system. Because some people are just sit back and just, like I say, take your kindness for weakness, and you'll be putting in, and they just accepting, probably as a gift, and not trying to make that step up the ladder. When you see them making a step up the ladder, then okay, yeah, I can assist you with this. I can assist you. But if you still on the same basic level and you ain't took a step,
it's all for nothing.
Yeah.
And I read this book. It's called The Tipping Point. And I'm going to switch gears a little bit. And then so we're going to start looking at the personal side of it, about people themselves in general. So, we as leaders, we're talking about as leaders and us helping somebody else. But what happens whenever we putting this thing back on you, saying, when are you going to make a change? And how can you make that change? So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna go to a little commercial. I'm gonna play this video, and then when we come back on the opposite side of it, that's what we're gonna get into on what it's gonna be about you as the individual now. So here we go.
The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time? What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. I changed, and I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying, I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said, I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going.
So, Mr. Carlton, now we're going to switch this thing on to you. So, does this video kind of resonate with you?
Yeah, it do. Because, like, when I was incarcerated, you know, I was always looking back, like, you know, trying to make an excuse. But then once I got my head together and I was actually coming home, you know, when I was incarcerated, I was actually coming home and my mind was rolling on doing something better when I came home. And when I was coming home, I was seeing the people that was in my circle still doing the same thing that we was doing when I was out there with them 3-4 years ago. Okay, so I had to make the decision to look. I can't put myself back in this situation again because I'm gonna only be turning, you know, going back through the system. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to make the choice to do better for myself and not be worried about other people, you know, inside my circle. So I just made the choice to, you know, like move away to change my environment. So when I done that, then now I know I'm on a whole nother scale, opposed to we started looking like, you know, trying to depend on somebody or making fun for what I've done. Because to be honest, I don't think I ever got a break. If I catch any kind of charge, I was gone. You know, I'm like, why every time I catch a charge or something, I'm going straight to prison. But then, you know what I'm saying? And then with me knowing the stats of a black man returning to prison with 10, I determined to be part of that foe. I'm determined to be part of that foe and not go back. You know, and with me making these changes and doing the stuff that I've done since I've been here, I feel like I pat myself on the back. You know, because you know it wasn't easy, but I set myself small, reachable goals to where, you know, once I accomplish one, I put another in the head of me, and I put another in the head of me, and I just continue to do that to where, you know, when I look back, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I done accomplished a lot, but I'm in my own lane. I don't got a group of people, and the people that I do have in my circle, they successful. They want to see me have something, so that's how I fed off of them to be in the position that I'm in right now.
So you know, that bring up a good feedback on that. It brings up a good point though, for the simple fact that even in the video, whenever he mentioned, we always go back and look at people and blame other people. Some
Right.
people blame their parents, some people blame the environment, and all this other stuff, but they never sit and look at themselves to blame.
Mm-hmm.
So, was there any point in your life whenever you were sitting down there incarcerated, did you blame somebody else, or did you say, you know what, I'm gonna take the blame and I know what I need to do?
Well, I did because of a situation that put me there, and you know I had a lot of grudge and hate towards that situation. But as I sat there and thought about it, I said to myself, I gotta change. I gotta change because if I wasn't dealing with this individual or had this individual in my circle, then this situation wouldn't have never happened. So once I got to the point to accept the fact that I was the root cause of me being where I was at, I started coming up with a solution to change and do better. And you know, I when I was incarcerated, I talked to a couple of, you know, old school cats that, you know, gave me a lot of positive advice. And you know, I took it, stored it in my Rolodex, and then when the situation presented itself, I used it, and it helped me. So you know, like I say, you know, anybody can give you some advice. Just, you know, just store it in the Rolodex because you never know when you might need it. And that's how I made it to where I'm at right now. You know, being able to create jobs for individuals that said there ain't no jobs out there because there's plenty of jobs out there. Every place have now hiring sign, but then you got people saying, hey, I can't get no job. But you sleep until 11 and 12 o'clock in the evening time. You know, they gotta look at the self.
Don't talk about me like that, okay? Don't do that. I wish I could sleep at 11 or 12 o'clock.
You got the banker's hours, man. You got the banker's hours.
I wish I could sleep that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that sounds like you had to go through like a healing process. Like you just didn't step out of incarceration with that mind frame. Like you've had to, how long did you actually sit in reflection on?
I started thinking that before I came out. I already knew. I knew when I came out. I already knew what I was gonna do. But let me back up. Before I went into prison, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew what I was gonna do before when I sat in the county jail, and I was really like going over a lot of things of what's gonna happen and this and this and that. I knew when I got to prison, I knew what I was gonna do. I had a 7 year sentence. I had a 7 year sentence I had to do. I did 5 years of that. Out of not well, I did 2 years of the 7 incarcerated. The other 5 I was at work release in 309. So I was wearing my regular clothes. I was going to the stores. I was doing what I wanted to do. It's being incarcerated but free. I planned that the first week, I mean, the first 2 months before I went to prison. And at the time when I went to prison, I was married, and I told my wife what I was gonna do. And once I done everything and we're about to come home, she was like, "I can't believe that everything you said before you went, you did it." He said, "You did everything you said you was gonna do before you went to prison." And that's just how I am. If I speak it and believe it, I'm gonna make it happen. That's just what I stand on. And by me sitting down and reflecting on what's done happened, that was my fault. Hey, this is the result for him.
so in your bio, you mentioned about how you passionate about helping people. How
You said
often
what?
are I said in your bio, you had mentioned about how you passionate about helping other people either get jobs or just trying to find or achieve their way in life. How often do you find yourself doing that, and people actually take that advice from you?
Well, I try to help people all the time when I can, but it's like you know they take the kindness for weakness, and just I do have a good heart, and I help somebody, not expecting nothing in return because I know my blessing comes. I've been getting blessed the whole time I've been here, so I continue to help, and then it's a non-profit organization that I'm with that's called Creating New Tomorrow, and they do a lot for the community, and like right now we're trying to get that established from the COVID and get stuff out for the homeless and stuff like that. But that group there, that's a really amazing group, and they try to do a lot for the community, and I'm part of that. And like my family, I try to be there for my family, regardless. It don't it's not even a measure on me being for my family. I'm gonna be there. My friends, I try to help them out, but it's a limit to that because when they know you got a good heart, they try to go the extra mile. But the family, that's unlimited. I'm gonna be there for them.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned one thing in there, and you saying helping people out, and you really not expecting anything back. So is that the kind of way I can get $500? I mean, I ain't gonna pay you back. I just said give.
Yeah,
Let me.
hey, I don't mind doing that. You just gotta wait till December the 33rd, and we're gonna give it to you. Just give me your
You said
cash out.
December. You said December the what?
33rd.
33rd? Okay, then. All right, I got you.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna see you $5 on 33rd.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna make sure you straight.
Okay, that's cool. And I'll pay you back on February 31st, too.
Yeah.
But you know what? In our roles as a coach and then as a counselor, the same thing that you sitting up here saying about helping people and doing all this other stuff, that's where we really come in. And, you know, we try, I know, especially on my part, I try to go and talk to people and be like, look, now I know that the first thing I'm gonna push stop and rewind, and I'm gonna go back and say, whenever I do go and talk to people about coaching and everything, the first thing I get is, why do I need that, or what's the purpose? And even whenever I talk to people about, you know, going to counseling, because we have this mentality that we can do it on our own. And the first thing I say is, and how's that working out for you? But then that's when the blame game starts. Well, I'm gonna blame my mom because she didn't do this. I'm gonna blame my dad because he did this, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And you know, like we was talking about at first, the game, nobody ever say it's my fault. And if you don't, I hate the term, pick yourself up by the bootstrap and learn from your own mistakes. Right. You know, you gonna sit up there and continue to repeat history.
Mm-hmm.
But from a counseling standpoint, me working with family of origin issues, sometimes it just doesn't just start with them. It was what they've been exposed to, the family, you know, just culture, the world. So, yeah, sometimes
so I guess at that point in time, and I understand that, but then how often do you just continue to wallow into that? You know, we start talking about legacies and what's that, the family curses and all that other stuff. It was like, so who gonna break it? And
that's where we come in, Anthony, you and I, to shift that perspective so that they can shift their narrative, like move them from past to present, focus on the future. How are we gonna move forward? What are we gonna do to heal from this situation or that person?
Well, it's kind of hard to do if they ain't come and talk to you.
Okay. Well, I got a gift to get them in my seat. I don't know about you.
You said you got a gift?
Gift, like can reel them in.
You know what? I got a magic 8-ball right here. I'll see if it. Later on after the show, I'm gonna find out. Do I have that special gift? And if I don't, maybe I need to start. Maybe I'm gonna hit Carlton up and ask him if I can get a job.
Okay.
I got something for you.
Oh boy.
I got something for you.
Hey, let me tell you what I'm not good at.
What's not good at?
I'm not good in being in offices by myself. I'm not good at listening. I'm not good on the computers.
Hey, what I got for you, dude, you ain't got to listen to nobody. But to win.
I'm not good at being out in the elements outside.
Oh, so that took you all the way out there.
Pretty boy. Don't want to work.
For this job.
But I am willing to collect a check, though.
You need to talk to the workforce.
On the 33rd of December.
On the
33rd. You get a check every 33rd.
Hey, I get so much money, I don't even know I got it.
Yeah. We just send direct to your cash app.
But you know, I was listening to this to somebody. They was talking about, you know, whenever we started talking about leadership and taking hold of our own personal things to move ourselves on. And you mentioned Cash App, And you started seeing all these people who always mention, "Hey, I need help. I need cash up." And I mean, I legit will say there are people that's out there that really need that. But then there's other people who, like you say, take kindness for a weakness, and I'ma just here, can you cash out me some money? And it's just like, okay, then I can, but one, am I gonna get my money back? And two, you just said that 2 months ago. So what are you doing? So, we started talking about taking kindness for a weakness. That's another one of them exploits that's out there to me these days as well.
Yeah.
They exploiting you, it's not me, because I don't give no cash out. I don't send no cash out.
Why we getting personal on this show, okay?
She is not going.
Hey,
she's not giving them nothing.
Ah, hey, that's true. I asked her about $2,000 a few times. You see what she did? That ain't none of my business.
Look, frozen screen.
That's what I get right there. So, hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about your businesses?
Okay, I have a lawn service called Yardman Landscaping Design, and I think we've been in business for about 6 years in the central area, Hot Springs area, and the surrounding areas. And we do, we do cleanups and different stuff like that, as well as lawn maintenance. We do flower beds. It's pretty much everything to do with lawn, planting flowers, trees, mulch, all that. And it's been pretty good. It's like you know off seasons like now. You're not really cutting too many yards now, but you still get good business with raking leaves and stuff like that. Kind of measure out because you charge more for the leaves and everything. We've been in business since like 15, and then on the cleaning business, it's called Above Cleaning Service LLC. My sister Sharonda Rogers is the owner. I'm the co-owner of it, and we do a lot. We do a lot of work with Heifer International, and we trying to get a bid with the Clinton Library, and we also do like cleanups, and we're getting into doing commercial property and residential this year. We're gonna try to take it to another level. 22. We've been doing this since like I want to say 17 or 18. Been in the business like 4 years, I think. But we really trying to just turn that up. We even do the COVID sanitizing and stuff like that. We go in the house and sanitize the whole house. We got a coffee machine that we sanitize everything, and we do construction cleanup. With the cleaning business, we do a lot more than just cleaning. We paint, we do pressure wash. We'll go in and we buff and clean floors, carpet. We clean gutters, clean the roof off. We do a lot more than just cleaning. Because most people, they clean the business, they looking like janitorial, clean the house and clean the building, but we on a whole nother scale to where we can do different stuff like that. And like getting up on the house and stuff and cleaning the house off, you have to have the right insurance for that. We have a really decent insurance policy that allow us to do a lot of the stuff that we do because these people want to see that you cover doing this type of work at their residence, and they want to make sure ain't nobody coming in there taking nothing just in case we come while they gone. So we got a policy that gonna cover everything, like everything. Like if we was working and somebody walked over a hose or cord and flipped and tripped, we cover our insurance cover all of that. It cover us, it cover them, it covers our office space, everything. You can't lose on nothing with what we pay for this insurance with the cleaning business. But
So
yeah, we pretty much like versatile with that cleaning.
so what made you go into being a self entrepreneur?
Well, when I came home, I was like, I was gonna give myself 3 months, which I already had a business plan together. I put a business plan together when I was incarcerated. So when I came home, I like instantly got a job at a plant down here. So as working with that plant, and I'm like, man, I need some more money. So I started putting one of the plans together that I put together when I was incarcerated, which was the lawn service. And just doing that, I was helping other people get jobs, and like I said, I'm helping them. But I knew I would be helping myself more as long as I stuck with it and constantly, build the clientele. And my thing with, uh, having my own business, I like being able to keep my clients satisfied, and they're gonna pay with no lip. That's what I like. That's the part I like. Paying with no lip. I tell you what it is, they pay it. So and I just felt I needed some extra money, so I went into doing lawn, and even with that, before the cleaning business came along, I was doing extra stuff like pressure washing with the lawns. I was doing that under the lawn service until me and my sister decided to put the cleaning business together, and then I switched a lot of stuff from the lawn service to the cleaning business to get that off of me, which still, I'm orchestrating everything, but it would be under two different umbrellas.
So did you ever go and try to apply for any jobs whenever you first came out?
Did I do what?
Did you ever go and try to apply for different jobs when you first came out?
Yeah, I applied for one. I applied for one job.
What a LLC?
I applied for one job when I got home. I applied for one job, and I was like, I'm gonna take 3 months coming home, and then I'm gonna get to work. But I applied for that one job the first week I came home, and the next week I was working, and I worked there 7 years.
And
I have
all
not, since I've been home, I have not worked one day. I've not went without a job since I've been here.
And the
So
only reason I ask that question is because whenever you always hear people that's coming out, that'd be like one of the biggest issues that they have is trying to find employment and stuff. And which whenever I first separated from the Navy, I was actually going to open up a nonprofit organization to help with that. To try to help lower recidivism, to help people find jobs. I was going to be the person. I was going to be the middleman. The person would be ready to get out. I teach them resume skills, teach them how to dress and all this other stuff. But then on the opposite side, I will be over there talking to different companies to find out what companies will hire people that just was recently released, and then try to marry them up. And so that was my goal and intent whenever I first retired. But then I started looking at trying to get funding for stuff like that because it was going to be a nonprofit organization,
right.
and to get funding for stuff like that, it's kind of hard
Mm-hmm.
because
I'm gonna tell you,
people doing their own thing.
I'm gonna tell you an ironic move that I pulled when I came home. Like, and a lot of people probably don't even think like this, but uh, when I put my resume together, I've been locked up. I was locked up 7 years. So when I put my resume together, I put the jobs that I had in prison
Yeah,
on there. I put them jobs on there. I put the supervisor name on there. I put the prison phone number on there. I put the prison address on there. Like I was working in the like making materials, something like a poster. It was like a poster shop. I put that on there. I worked at Taco Bell. I worked at KFC, work release. I put that on there. I worked in the laundry and pre-release. I put that on there. I'm putting the jobs on there because I wanted to fill this resume up the way it said something.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people come out and like, well, I ain't had no job. I ain't done that. I put when I was in prison, I put this stuff on my resume. And I got a job the first time I put an application in. No question. So it's different ways you can, assassinate the system when you come out, but you got to be smart with it. You don't want to go in, putting on your resume, you work till you work there, and the times don't add up when you've been locked up. You got to be, you got to be smarter than that. You want to, when you look at it, you want to say, do this look right?
Yeah.
Now let me change this. This look right. They'll go for this. You just, and that's what I did to get the job that I got and was there 7 years.
Were you encouraged to do that, or is that just like for you that was common sense?
It was like when I was incarcerated, I was always reading different books. It was a pre-release book that they had floating around. So I got that pre-release book and I was just looking. It show you how to write resumes, fill out application, and different little stuff. So I was going through there, and that's not something that I didn't know, but the knowledge that it was given, it was going to what I already knew, and that's what made me put that stuff on my resume to make it look like I've been working already, which I have been working. It's just the years is covered, like opposed to me just going from the time I got locked up, the job I had prior to me getting locked up, to now, which was a 7 year span. I used a job that was within the 7 years when I was locked up to put on a resume for them to say, okay, well, he's been working. You see what I'm saying? So they took that as it was, and they hired me. They seen I had job history. So, we be having job history that allowed them to give me another chance to work for them, and I worked for them for 7 years.
And see, whenever I was looking at that nonprofit organization, that's the type of stuff that I was looking at getting into, because unlike you, how many people seen that same book floating around there and then even pick it up?
Right.
But because, like you said, you already had a game plan when you went down there, and it was like, whenever I come out, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. How many other people down there that's like that now?
Well, I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I was in a situation where I was like, hey, this is my last time taking this bus ride, because I know my work ethic, I know my grind, I know I got a good heart, and it's just that ain't the place for me. It's just real talk. That's not the place for me.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. It ain't the place for me either.
Y'all see me.
I've never been down there, and I'll try to stay away myself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna take a little pause right now so we can talk to some of the. Well, I ain't gonna say talk to them, but we're gonna highlight a couple of businesses, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted you to speak on your business, because just like on our platform, if you got a business or something like that, and you want us to showcase it on here, please join the Door to Expansion on Facebook. It's called the Door to Expansion Community. And if you do that, and then send me some information about your business, we'll put it on there. But let's get into it. So, y'all, this is our little wrap up time. If anybody that's online right now, if you got any comments or anything like that, or have any questions, you can hit them up in the comment section. But if not, Mr. Carlton, you got any last words for us?
Yeah, I just want to share something that I ran across when I was reading my TD book, and it just it makes a lot of sense, and people probably can pick up on it. But this book is called let me see.
He says TD Jakes.
Yeah.
Well, here, let me go into my drawer to find out which one.
You got them all in there?
Yeah, he's what's the word?
Is it making great decisions?
No.
Soar?
Yeah. It's reposition yourself.
Okay.
But he had a saying that he believed men are incredible visual beings. We are inspired by what we see. In order to become more, we have to be exposed to more. The more we see, the more strength to become more is released. Which means like.
I'll go ahead. Yeah, I think I got that in my notepad down here somewhere.
Yeah.
You go ahead and explain your meaning.
And that's basically saying that if you the people that you hang around, if you're seeing them not doing nothing, you're gonna get accustomed to not doing nothing. But if you hang around people that's being productive and coming up with different avenues to make a living, then you're gonna be on the same path. So we just got to do more out here if you want to have more.
Okay. Hey, Steph, he tried to come with it.
I know. I'm like,
hey, you see, she had to go reshuffle the deck on that one there.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna let you go, Maranthony. I'm still looking. I know.
Wait a minute, I ain't raised the ball like that.
Just showing out today, Mr. Carlton.
Hey, I told you could have used fat meat greasing, and it would have followed up hills.
Yeah.
Fat meat
is greasy.
Oh, fat. Okay, I said fat meat's greasy. Fat meat is greasy.
And just like how you were saying, if you're gonna hang around the wrong people and you don't think you're gonna get caught up, guess what? You're gonna learn today.
That's where it's going.
Yeah. So what you got?
Our Facebook users say they like your mindset, Carlton.
Appreciate it.
So mine is real simple. I'll let him steal and shine today. So mine is nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible.
There you go. Let's see. I'm gonna say something just real simple. Let's see. You are the leaders we've been waiting for. There we go.
Oh. What you say? Real simple, huh?
Simplistic. That's me.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need. So, with that being said, this has been another edition of the Door to Expansion. We are in our series Leadership, and we also ask people if there is a topic that you would like for us to talk about, or if you have a guest or anything that's in mind. One thing I did, I was telling you, Stephanie, I went on somebody else's show Friday night, and I might have Mom, which is Carlton, is his sister. They got a show out there, Stiletto to Boots. I hope I said that right. But they might be coming on. Hey Anthony, if you still on, man, hey, thanks for the shout out about the segment of business. What I want to do is probably even put another little segment in there to have everybody one with different podcasts and webcasts that's out there. So, we can all promote each other. If there's different strokes for different folks, and that's what we all about. Just because you don't say that again.
Being supportive.
Yeah, being supportive, man. I mean, just because, we might be somewhat serious or whatever on this one right here. I look at Anthony and some of the stuff that he have on there. His show is called Rebrand Us, and it's basically rebranding of the mind. So anybody that's looking at trying to rebrand your mind and especially our culture, that's what his show is all about. And he actually put a new segment in there called Rebrand Her. That's actually talking about women and rebranding them as well. So if you would like to check them out, man, I got stopped last time. When is it? I know it's on Wednesdays.
It's Wednesdays at 7:30 Central Standard Time.
Okay then. So you can just look up on Facebook Rebrand Us and check that show out too. So, but with that being said, hey y'all, we done did our thing and it's our time. So we finna get her and run. So until next time, it's been great. Hey man, thanks for coming on too, man.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Hold on for a minute. Got one last comment. Look at it. Big ups to yourself.
All right.
There's your sister right there. Hey, Sharonda. I be seeing you too. All right, then, y'all. We out of here.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah.